Good afternoon. Hey, late for a day. Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. I've been getting lots of rest. Um, and so let me just start out with this, okay? And sorry, I'm a little bit late. I waited until I passed Nicole Kessinger Park to get on here, okay? Because in the wintertime in Colorado, if you have, well, I have T-Mobile, you will see very quickly that the signal is not very well. Hello, Lori. Hello, Amber. Hey, Amber, the two Ambers. Living like Phoenix. Love you. You guys don't know, the Phoenix Project changed her name to Living Like a Phoenix. Kinda. Hey, Lilith. Hey, Christy. Love you. So gather around because I wanted to talk about something that I think everybody deals with on some sort of level. And when I talk about things lately, I've tried to think them out because a lot of times it ends up not mattering. Not mattering. Is that a word? Not matter. Doesn't matter. Mattering. Anyways, gather around. Gather the around.
No, no chance. No, no dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances.
That's so cool!
I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My
Okay, now, and if at any time in chat my signal goes out, please put in all caps. Call me an idiot in all caps, please. Hello, everybody. So, I'm gonna try to say this without being a dick. Okay. Hey, S Hockett. Hi, everybody. Love you guys. So, first of all, everybody knows that I'm very transparent, and I've talked about recovery and sobriety journey and all that kind of stuff very often. Which everybody, if you're familiar with how addiction or things work, or maybe you're trying to go through a diet or whatever, love you, BBT, that everybody goes about it in a different way, and you really don't even see their full issues. You kind of just see whatever they choose to share with you. Now, anytime I've talked about my struggles in recovery or anything like that, I've given you the information about it. Now, a lot of people can speculate and be like, oh my God. Like, for example, when I quit drugs, when I quit uh, doing hard drugs, I decided altogether, and this was what, June 27th of almost 2 years ago now, I decided altogether that I'm like, okay, if I'm going to quit that, then I'm going to quit alcohol, I'm going to quit cigarettes. I quit everything for almost a year. Now, lots of people witnessed the night that I decided that I was drinking. Everyone calls it my relapse night. I got drunk and cussed everybody out on here. And sorry, guys, when I get parked, I will look at the comments. So people have their own. When you see that, you think, oh my God, he's drunk or he's drinking again or whatever. And you've seen me since then drink here and there, whatever. I'm getting to my point now. My recovery and all of that belongs to me, and I have it under control. When I say that I'm going to do something and I'm determined to do something, like for example, I weighed 170 pounds. I didn't even know it. I was eating a lot, and this was recent. Last week or the week before, I told you guys, I was like, oh my God, I need to work out. I need to lose weight. I've already lost 10 pounds without working out, because when I put my mind to something, I never needed a sponsor. I never needed to go to AA or anything. Everybody's different. Actually, AA and sponsors are triggering to me. They piss me off and they're annoying. So now I'm getting to my point. Hey, Chaos. So there are, of course, people, even during the time that I was 100% doing amazing, going to the gym, 100% sober, people who don't like me, who have taken my journey and turned it into a joke, turned it into trolling me, talking shit, making fun of recovery. And anytime I've gotten angry about it, it's not that these people were triggering and made me feel like, oh my God, I'm going to relapse or whatever. It pisses me off when I think about people that I've known in my lifetime that have overdosed or they've died from their addiction. So there's people that will sit there and people say multiple things about mine. They'll say, oh, he's lying about it, or he doesn't take it seriously, or whatever they say. They can say whatever. I'm used to it by now. Okay. Love you, Sky Maiden. So for example, there are people, and I'm going to call out somebody on here and I'm going to be polite about it. There are people on here who like to be the moral police, and they like to pretend like, oh, I'm better. I know what to do. Listen to me. You need to call a sponsor. You need to go to a program. When you blow up on the internet, cuss people out, you need to go a different route, or you need to do this and do that. My words to those people, to put it politely, is shut the fuck up. Shut up. Now, I had a friend long time ago. She was not very attractive. She didn't take care of herself. She even smelled kind of bad. I'm not going to say who. And she was a phone sex operator. You're wondering, why would you bring that up? Hey, Joan, I bring it up, and I put a poll. If you guys didn't check in my community post, I put a poll about people, whether you think they should show their faces when they're calling people out or not. And we will have a panel on that because everybody's opinion is welcome. And I saw some interesting answers. But for example, that woman was a phone sex operator, and she was one of the nastiest people you wouldn't want to touch. But that was what she did for a living. So the reason I bring that up is there's many people on YouTube specifically, or the internet, that want to play the moral police, and we know nothing about them. They may give advice and say, oh, I've been through this, I've been through that, I'm a sponsor, I'm strong, I've had a history, or I'm in shape now, or whatever. But they never turn on their cameras. And you're probably wondering, well, your camera's not on right now. What are you talking about? I'm proud of myself. I show you exactly who I am all the time. My good moments and my bad. Hey, Hot Mess Missy. So when people come to me, or I hear them talking shit about me, especially my recovery journey, any part of it, the majority of these people, you've never seen them. They come on here with a screen name and they hide themselves. Now, I have many different opinions on that. However, if you're going to come to me or talk shit about me and say, oh, Robbie's this or that, or he needs to do this, but you've never shown us how perfect you are, again, I'm going to say it politely, shut the fuck up. Now, this person I'm going to address as peacefully as I can, and I'm not going to say how this was brought about, but there is a person, not even a creator out there, that you guys probably know by the name of True Helper. True Helper, I've never seen him show his face. He has talked about me multiple times. I don't even think I've ever met him, okay? I see him in chats. I'm peaceful with him. He's like not an issue. Somebody the other day brought to my attention that he was on a panel, and I checked it out, and BX is the panel he was on. Now, BX is somebody who makes videos about me all the time, uses my face to get clicks, whatever. I'm used to that. He makes fun of my sobriety journey, all sorts of shit. Now, True Helper, it was brought to my attention the other day when they were talking about me. He said something very ridiculous and defaming about me. He said, people like that, and he was referring to me, I guess, Molly, all these people. He says that people are scared to leave my community or our community because he says that we get your information through PayPal and intimidate you not to leave our communities. First of all, I would love to see proof of that, True Helper. If you could provide that, that would be great. Because I'm pretty friendly. I go to other people's chats. I have fun. I talk to people. I'm a viewer, and I'm also a creator. Now, one thing that True Helper, okay, first of all, let me just say, I have seen this man play the moral police to me multiple times. He claims to be, a sponsor, whatever, yet he talks shit and he subtly gaslights people, me specifically. So a mutual friend of ours kind of is mediating, and I won't say who because I don't even want to bring this person into the mess, to where True Helper sent me a message through this person, basically being extremely passive aggressive. And he said stuff like, I really hope you take it seriously when you're in your recovery. I really hope you take it seriously when you talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. First of all, hey, Lucia D, True Helper, you do not fucking own Jesus, bitch. I have my relationship with Christ. Now, this is not to like start shit with this dude, but I have seen this guy go on panels and support channels and active chats that have made fun of my sobriety. They've made fun of me. He's been on panels and supported channels of people that have made parody videos of me dying of an overdose of meth and getting kicked out of heaven. He supports channels that talk shit and say that my candles that Laura makes should be Heineken and Budweiser scented. And then he has the nerve to say that I don't take my sobriety seriously and he doesn't think that I want to get sober. First of all, my addiction that was a problem was beat already, True Helper. Now, I'm going to say this, and this might piss some people off, and I'll be able to read the chat once I'm parked in a few minutes here. This is where I did my poll the other day, because here's how I look at it. If you come on here and decide to have anonymity and you don't want to show your identity, I fully support that. And you want to talk about whatever on your channels or in chats, I support that. You should have your privacy and all that sort of stuff. Now, my opinion on that changes when you decide to give people advice and play the moral police. So, True Helper, I say this to you. If you are so perfect and you are a sponsor, or, you lead by example, or, you're a leader and you've been through stuff, listen, I can't take you seriously if you're an invisible person on the internet. I would like for you to show me how perfect you are. Now, True Helper has I've never, you can correct me if I'm wrong, never showed his face on the internet. In my personal opinion, he woos women in with his deep voice. And to me, he's not proud of who he is. So if he is going to give me advice and say that I'm this or that, or I need to do this, or bitch, you don't know nothing about me. And then he turns around and sends a message through a friend to send to me saying, oh, I don't pay attention to Robbie. I don't care. Well, then, True Helper, stop fucking talking about me. I don't know you. I don't care to know you. Nothing. Then he turned around and said, oh, Robbie's trying to look into me and trace my trail on the internet. No, I'm not. Again, that is your paranoia and the rumors that you've heard about me and other people that's kicking up in your ass. Okay? So, when it comes to anybody, if you're going, listen, I see him in other chats and I completely ignore him, even though he has supported horrible shit about me. And listen, you guys, when I talk about my sobriety and recovery, it's not that these people hurt me to be like, oh my God, they're triggering me to want to drink or anything like that. I'm a strong fucking person, okay? But when I see people like that talking shit, thinking, oh, I've been through this and you need to do this and you need to get right with God, you need to mind your own motherfucking business, True Helper. That's what the fuck you need to do. Hey, True Crime Uncorked. So if you're gonna listen, that's why when I vlog on my channel, I'm vlogging as myself. I'm myself, whether I put my avatar up or my video, it's my face, my life, and it's me. So, True Helper, when you say shit like, oh, I don't care about you, I don't talk about you, that's great. Then stop fucking engaging in conversations that fucking talk about me. Now, it's not like I can tell him what to do, but don't sit there and play like you're innocent in the moral police. I'm almost parked, guys. The moral police, True Helper, when you actively participate in bashing my recovery in any part of who I am, and support, and you say, oh, well, I don't do that, or I don't support what BX says. Yeah, you do. When you co-sign that shit, you co-sign that shit by supporting that channel. Okay, sorry. Now I'm parked. Well, Joan, I don't even think True Helper is a hateful person. My point here is this dude is completely invisible on the internet. He's never shown his face. He's never shown who he is. So why should I take advice from somebody who I don't know who the fuck he is? That's why I brought up the whole sex operator thing. When a man calls in on a sex operator line and he thinks he's talking to this gorgeous, sexy woman, it could be anybody on the other side. They're just there to get your rocks off, right? So if you're coming on the internet to life coach people, show us how perfect you are. Hang on one sec. Sorry, I was choking on my cough drop. One of my best friends, there is a, what'd you say? Whole community of religious recovery programs. Very judgmental. Yeah, and you know what? Everybody is different. When I came on here and opened up about, my recovery and stuff, it in the beginning pissed me off. And it still does to a certain degree when people think that they can tell you how you should be recovering. This earlier, I want you to know. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. So I bring up my sobriety often and recovery, and people are probably tired of hearing or talking about it. But my question to you guys is stop fucking listen. If you're going to talk about my sobriety, go ahead. But when people sit there like you, True Helper, and you sit there and you say, oh, we want you to get better, or I hope you take it seriously. Do you know my everyday life, True Helper? Do you follow me around? Do you know what my drug of choice was and if I got over it or not? No, you fucking don't. So when you sit there and say, oh, I don't care about you, I don't talk about, yeah, you do talk about me. So Done With It says, I don't think you necessarily have to show your face to validate words. True Helper and BX are just using you and trying to, yeah. And listen, I don't think you need to show your face either. But if you are going to give people advice and come on here and be a leader of any sort and pretend to be perfect and have the listen, of course, people are going to talk about my recovery journey because I talk about it. I put myself in that vulnerable situation. But True Helper, you're held to a higher standard because you call yourself a fucking like king of sobriety. I've heard you talk about that. You're a sponsor, all this stuff. Then fucking act like one. How could you be a sponsor, True Helper, and sit there and support channels and actively engage in conversations that trash my recovery? That's a slap in the face to everybody in recovery. Hey, Lily Bell. And hey, German lady, as far as like, people will say, and True Helper has said it, well, you hurt a lot of people on here. You hurt a lot of people on here. You hurt my friends. True Helper, I've heard you say this out of your own mouth for people to do their research. You should do your research. Perhaps you're not fully aware of these active channels that you participate in. Holly's a phone sec. Shut the fuck up, Holly. I can't do it as good as you. Shut the fuck up, Holly. You've been doing it 20 years. They don't care what you look like. Exactly. And Holly, I think you even commented on my poll about if people should show their face or not. And I don't have time to dive deep into this. But anybody that talks about people's looks, anything, you could be anybody. And you may be giving great advice on here. And not you, Holly, but I'm saying in general. People may be giving advice on here, but show us how perfect you are. If True Helper, if you're so perfect and you're going to school me, first of all, you're going to go as far as talking about my relationship with Christ, I will kindly say, as a believer in Christ, Fuck off. Focus on your own walk with Christ, true helper. Anyone associated with BX is just being nasty. Well, exactly. And here's the thing. I see true helper in a lot of my friends' chats. Okay. But this dude sits there and pretends to be against bullies on the internet. He wants to protect his friends, but he actively engages in a bully. Like, BX is a bully channel. That's all that dude does. And I don't even take offense to what he does anymore or click on it, because he does it for a reason. He can't get people to come to his channel with his face and personality. He has to use other people's. He has to use other people's content, their faces, all that shit. Or stir up, drama, community drama bullshit. All that. So when you actively engage in that, true helper, you do not fool me with your calm, deep voice like you do to women on here. Be a man and communicate directly to me, or stop fucking talking about me. Because that is one thing that I will always stand up for on here, because I have a lot of people that follow my channel who are in recovery, or they're having troubles, or they've lost people. And that is a slap in the face to think you know anything about anyone's recovery and sit there and talk shit about it. Shut the fuck up, Polly. It is all of his content. Lori, it is. Hey, True Crime Uncorked. So I was really pissed off about this yesterday, talking to a mutual friend, and to that person, I'm sorry for getting angry, but listen, we can't tell people where to go on here. And I talk to a lot. Hey, Tick Turtle Gum. Hey, Ash. I talk to a lot of people on here that they don't get along with each other, and it does get uncomfortable going in chats, and then you see they start talking about the other person or whatever. And I don't mind that kind of stuff. But if you're a person who actively engages in these channels that specifically me talk about anything about me, my recovery, my looks, whatever it is, and they sit there and trash me all the time, and you say that you support me or you're my friend, but you actively engage in these conversations that trash me, you're not a friend or supportive of me. That's the complete opposite. Thank you, late for a date. Now, as far as my recovery, I kicked what was bad for me and the shit that was terrible for me, and I fixed that shit. Do I drink every now and then? Yeah, but I don't even like doing that. And it's under control. So for people on here that they'll sit there and say, Robbie needs to do this, or he's going on a rant, or he's drinking, he's not sober. First of all, shut the fuck up. I never sat here and said that I'm this perfect human being. Just like my diet. I change my diet all the time. I don't want to eat sweets anymore. Sometimes I fucking eat sweets. Is it a huge problem? No, but I like to fix that shit. It's the same as the other shit, and I have it all under control. I've defended the attacks on your sobriety even when I didn't agree with your actions. Thank you for that. Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of my actions that I haven't agreed with. But for people like any of these other people, including you, true helper, that sit there and say, Robbie's hurt people. He said hurtful things when he was drunk or angry or whatever. Shut the fuck up. If you don't know the full story, shut the fuck up. And also, I usually always end up apologizing when I feel bad about something. If I feel bad about the way I've addressed somebody or been mean to somebody, I apologize for that shit. But it's people like you, true helper, that you don't care about apologies. You don't care about people being human and owning up to their actions. You just want to keep bringing shit up. Oh, you hurt my friends. Oh, you said mean stuff. Well, did you pay attention to the part where I apologized, you dumb fuck? Thank you, Debbie. You're desperately trying to stop shopping and eating. See? Everybody has their own struggles. I haven't even got into my full workout routine yet, but I have lost 10 fucking pounds just in the last 2 weeks of overweight fucking lazy pounds that were on me because I saw something that I didn't like in myself, and I was like, I gotta fix this. I gotta change this. I haven't even worked out a lot just by changing my diet and my state of mind and resting more, I've lost 10 fucking pounds. So when I say I'm going to do something or fix something with myself, I fucking do it. I've never needed a sponsor. Converse. I've never needed, in fact, AA and NA pisses me off, especially the groups that I was going to, because they were for gay men, because I'm a gay man. But it was all they were doing was flirting with each other, and they would end up, relapsing or whatever because sex, drugs, and stuff. I don't rely on other people to fix shit for myself as far as my sobriety or anything. Is it great to have support? Absolutely. But I'm the one who decides to put sweets in my body, junk food, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is. I'm the one who makes that fucking decision. I'm responsible for that. I'm responsible for keeping my ship afloat. Hey, Amy. Love you, Amy. So if you're going to sit there and talk shit, you should know fully about what my struggles have been and what I've overcome. And I'm pretty pissed off about this, but I've learned over time, just being on YouTube, how to address shit in a more adult way, but be able to vent about it without completely calling people every name in the book. Hey, oof. And going about things differently. Thanks, Turtle Gum. Just coming in, so no clue what you're talking about. I'm talking about True Helper and people like him that they're the moral police of YouTube, but they've never shown their face. They're so confident in what they have to say in themselves and giving advice and talking shit about people, specifically me and my recovery and my relationship with Christ and all that shit. Fix your own shit, dude. Focus on your own shit. Hey, Iris, I love you. Me and Christ, we're good. We're good. Me and myself, oh, we're real good. I fucking love myself. I take care of myself. And when I see something that I'm doing wrong to harm myself or that's bad for me, I fucking fix that shit. Do I fall down again sometimes? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I will always want to continue fixing myself. So this doesn't even go for you, True Helper. This goes for anyone and everybody who they'll even replay clips of me in drunk moments or cussing people out. And they will pretend like that is the present day me. No, I have learned from doing stuff like that. But you don't focus on that, do you? You'll always bring up bullshit and not want to move on or have any sort of forgiveness or peace. We're all a work in progress. God isn't. Amen to that. God isn't finished with us yet. We're at a different spiritual level. We are here to support each other and not rip each other apart. Exactly. But for anybody, I got to go in a minute, but for anybody who goes through addiction themselves, recovery, or witnesses it through a family member or a friend, you should know. And listen, there's other people who have ripped me apart for the way I've responded to people in the past. Because if you talked about my sobriety in the past, hey, Angela, I would get pissed and come on here, call you every name in the book. And then people would be like, oh, he's unhinged. He's this or he's that. He's crazy. He must be drinking. He must be doing this. When you sit there and you choose, you and True Helper, I'm pointing at you, buddy. You choose to talk about what you think I need to do, or you tell me that you don't think I take my sobriety seriously. You don't know fucking shit. And as someone who calls themselves a sponsor yourself, you don't know shit. And you should not even be engaging or talking shit about somebody else's recovery because you don't know how vulnerable that person is or how weak or strong they are and what might be the outcome of that. I hate myself, but I'm very loved by my people. I work on myself to be better for them, but I still hate myself. I have to work on that. See, and you recognize that, Holly. That's healthy. You recognize that and you go to fix it. And you know what? You could make mistakes daily, but it is the fact that you care to change and you're aware of the things you want to fix about yourself. I'm aware of the things I want to fix. I'm still working on my temper, the way I address things, all sorts of shit. But if you're like one of those unforgiving people who consistently wants to bring up anything about my past or things I've said on the internet or whatever, and you want to just compare me to that, and even if I've addressed situations and apologized or whatever, you don't want to move on. You still just want to pretend like I'm still in that moment. Like I'm still in the moment of relapse, cussing people out or whatever. No, I've learned from those situations. But the fact that these people, you true helper, completely skim right over the parts where I've held accountability to myself, even though, listen, I've held myself accountable and apologized to people that have fucking tormented and harassed me specifically about my recovery. And I've heard other people talk on other channels. Oh my God, someone said something about my recovery or my kid or my looks or whatever. Yet they will sit there and support people trashing my recovery. Make that make sense. Hey, Allison. A lot of people gaslight. And I think in the past they've seen that talking about recovery pisses me off and it triggers me when you talk about it. But I address it in different ways now. But of course, the intention is to gaslight people. Thank you, Bobby Pin. I appreciate that. So basically, I wanted to vent about that because true helper, when you publicly, you sit there and say, oh, I don't care. I don't talk about you. I don't care about this. It's all about your actions, true helper, not just your fucking words, your actions and the chats that you actively engage in and support that are trashing me and people like me who are in recovery. And you yourself has said you're in recovery yourself. Then you should know better than to even talk and make fun of someone else's recovery and support people that do. You should know better. I might take you more seriously, true helper, if you've actually been man enough to reach out to me directly or to even show your face. And I'm going to correct you on something. Earlier, he sent me a private message through somebody saying, you're trying to dig into my digital footprint. I don't care about who you are. See, this is where rumors get started. You got my attention, true helper, by talking about me. That's how you got my attention. Okay? Recovery is individual, and if people are in the program, one of the things they learn is not to run other. Exactly, Amber. Let's say that I am who true helper thinks I am. Let's say that I am somebody who's unstable and doesn't take sobriety seriously. Even if I was, still doesn't fucking give you the right to talk about it. Because you don't know how weak somebody is. Misdemeanor. True helper is one of those people who never shows his face. He goes around and chats and he always speaks in a really calm, deep voice to try to impress the women. But his actions speak louder than words because these chats that he engages in and supports are trashing people in recovery. And also they're bully hate channels. And then he'll go around and be like all sweet to women, kiss their ass. Dude, if you don't have game in real life, then give it up on the internet. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying that to be mean. It's the fucking truth. Lots of people use this fucking platform like it's a dating service. Well, in order to have a date, you usually have to show your fucking face first. I will admit I loathed you several months back, but I really am glad to see you're growing. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. And you know what? A lot of people listen. There's creators that I've been like, oh my God, that's a terrible person. Because I've seen clips of them or whatever. Same with people having an opinion of me. They'll see clips and be like, oh my God, Robbie's terrible. Listen, if you're that narrow-minded, any of you, to judge somebody based on edited clips or in their bad moments, then you're pretty fucking stupid. Not you, Holly, I'm saying in general, anybody. You're stupid. If you judge somebody based on all their bad moments, which can replay on the internet forever, it's narrow-minded. Unpopular opinion. Hey, Krista. Build my cuddle cult. So anyways, I wanted to get that off my chest. And you know what, True Helper, I'm open to talking to you privately still, but dude, just you should be aware, because you claim to be older and wiser than me. When you sit there and you openly talk about me, and then you do it to my friends who we have mutual friends, and you talk shit about my sobriety and all this kind of stuff, you guys have to know, people like you or anybody else, and they say, oh my God, why is this person talking about me or coming after me? I'm responding to you. Okay. When you publicly talk about somebody and trash them, you're going to get a response at some point. I'm working on how I respond to people, but you're going to get a fucking response. And sometimes don't be surprised if it's a mean fucking response. I have seen him in chat, never on a panel, haven't paid much attention to him. Listen, he could, I don't know, he could be a nice guy. I have friends that are friends with him, but don't fucking contradict yourself and gaslight me in chats and on panels talking about my fucking recovery journey or even my relationship with Christ, and then turn around and be like, oh, you shouldn't respond. Politely again, fuck you. So True Helper, if you want to be a man and talk to me, you can. But other than that, I could see right through you. You're no sponsor. You're not somebody to look up to because you're not a leader. And this is no offense to people, just like I have my avatar on right now, who don't show themselves. But if you don't show how perfect you are, don't fucking give advice to people. Because for all we know, you could be that nasty phone sex operator on the other side. Much attention, but noticed him because I think a creator kicked him. That's how I noticed him. Yeah, listen, I've heard rumors about True Helper scamming and lying. Do I sit there and talk about it all the time? Fuck no. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to me vent. I wanted to say that as peaceful as possible. I have to go, but we will be doing an open conversation about showing your face on the internet or not and what people think about it, because I respect all opinions. But it's in situations like this where, yeah, if you're going to be a perfect man, True Helper and all that shit, show us how perfect you are. Or the other option is shut the fuck up about me. End of story. Happy birthday, Callie Bain. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Callie. Happy birthday to you. I really got to run, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.
No chance, no